The picture on the front of his from Celia, and she was going to come here to Oregon, check out colleges up here. And before she left, one of her friends raped her. When she tried to turn the man in, the cops did nothing about him. They arrested her because she tried to fight off her attacker. Because Boulder, Colorado can't have a bad image. They can't have a bad name. They can't have any more collegiate athletes mucking up the good name of their fair city. So if they gotta cover up crime, so be it. Clearview Behavioral Health did the same thing. According to the coroner in that very county, they tried to cover up a murder of Tibor Hatay. They did to him what most of you do to us. You victimize us for trying to get help. When people abuse us, you blow us off and blow us off and blow us off until we want our lives to end. And then what do? You help our predators to get away with it by calling us in for being suicidal. By pretending like we're trying to kill ourselves instead of trying to reach out for help because we are being abused. The problem is that the suicide awareness stuff that they're posting is for people in houses with living families, not for people with real problems. I have to protect myself from law enforcement. I'm a hobo. It's not fun. I had to relocate from where I was at in the interest of not getting in trouble for just hanging out. And while I have to be afraid to even go inside of a place for fear I'll get in trouble for just hanging out, or because somebody was offended, some Karen is offended. I have to try to defend myself in public to a bunch of predators. And you guys want me to pretend like it doesn't happen. Like homeless people aren't treated this way, like disabled people aren't treated this way, like men aren't treated this way. Anything that doesn't fit your narrative, you look away from. Well, the problem is that I am being judged and having judgment passed on me and never allowed to show the truth. Only slander has ever been allowed because nobody ever tried standing up to the cops and working together. Hundreds of people claimed that they would, but it was their absence, their laziness and their complacency in doing so that forced me to desperate means to try to turn it in. When the people who were trying to help me disappeared, yeah, that was horrible. The fact that I was cut off from so many people who offered to help me, it's horrible. But nobody's going to investigate that. Nobody wants to spend any money to investigate any crimes against the homeless, but you will spend literally millions of dollars incarcerating just one homeless person. Between housing, the officers who are involved, and all of the places that they want to send you, they try to make it impossible for a victim of police brutality to turn in that abuse. That's what really happens when a disabled male tries to turn it in and has to turn it in alone. Nobody does anything. And if they have to turn it in alone again and again and again, those cops get pretty irate. They get pretty pissed off because they don't want to do their job for a hobo. It's more profitable to throw us through a system and throw us back out on the streets. Those of you who want to say, oh, well, they should lock Sean up somewhere. You know what? I don't disagree. I don't need to be locked up, but I do need to be not stuck in public, not forced to do things that are inappropriate to do in public, and then treated like I don't try. Can't find any stupid little trinkets I want in here. I believe it's still a yellow tag. Yep, it is. Not really anything that I need, though. And yes, even here, I do have to be afraid that I'm going to run into somebody who's been predatory towards me in the last 6 months of being in Tillamook. I have to be worried that even though I need to turn these predators in, all they have to do is pretend that I might hurt them. And magically, my life goes away. It's not okay to victimize the victims, even if they're male. And it's not okay to ignore somebody's disabilities only when it suits you. A lot of people required me to do a lot of really physical things in order to get their help, and I could not physically do those things. Even if I could and was able to and tried, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't fast enough. I gotta pretend that I'm not in pain all the time. Your solution for abuse is drugs. Meanwhile, how many millions and millions of dollars are we spending every year in every state to try to get people off of drugs while we're putting them on drugs? How does that work out? When somebody's depressed because they're being abused and they're not being heard, that's a lot different than somebody having a chemical imbalance. Somebody being physically abused, that's not a chemical imbalance. Not theirs anyway. A chemical imbalance, that's what they call it. When you are forced into a state of fear and you're stuck in that state of fear for literally years, yes, that imbalances the chemicals in your body. But pills don't fix it. Pills don't fix the problem. The problem is abuse, long-term and rampant, and also neglect. See, while a lot of people claim that they would help, they never helped to turn it in with me. And that's the only way that it was ever going to work. Meanwhile, the people who claim that they would help me, then later on they want to go, oh, it'll never work, it'll never work. You should have never wasted my time. People are dead because of you idiots. I have to record everywhere I go. I'm gonna have to turn off my phone here and let it charge up a little bit. And I'm gonna come in here without getting anything else. Go ahead. Doing nothing. I mean, maybe they got something to drink. Oh, yes. They certainly do. Fanta. No, I have not had a Sprite in years. They're probably just as nasty as I am. This guy's killing. Well, usually people walk through there and around and.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You didn't do anything illegal or mean or anything.
I can help the next person on too? Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great day. I can help you on 3.
Good day, customer service to the jewelry case from production, please. Customer service to the jewelry case from production. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello.
You go, ma'am.
How are you?
Thank you.
Not dead yet.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Depends on the day.
Okay. $2.39.
Oh my God, I have to pay money.
I know. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. There's two, and I got
Alright.
change too,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. 40.
1798, and it's ready.
All righty. Thank you very much. You have a
Thank you.
wonderful day.
At least pretend to. Thank you, ma'am. A lot of people, they use the excuse of, oh, well, I didn't do it. That doesn't make it okay. When I tell you about crimes that are being committed against me, I'm telling you about them because they were committed against me and I need help. I need help turning it in. I need help stopping it. There's a lot of people who claim that they would help me, but they didn't. These are a bunch of web wing nuts that don't care about other human beings. It's an entertainment thing for them. Kind of like with the cops. I explained to them exactly what I was doing. I also explained what I was doing on YouTube and Facebook before I went and tried to turn any of these predators in. And guess what? These predators did exactly what I expected them to do. They prevented me from turning in my predators. These officers prevented me from turning in those officers, as well as their coworkers who were involved. And of course, they all prevented me from turning in the volunteers. Every fucking cop. Every goddamn one of them. No matter how hard I tried, there was some excuse why they couldn't. And then, of course, there's other people's availability to help me that I had to consider. And other people's concerns for their families that they wanted me to consider. Well, if they'd helped me to turn those things in, playing head games, I might believe them. At the beginning, I did not have the ability to record jack shit. I couldn't even take screenshots. I had to carry my computer over 100 blocks to get on a bus to go see Natalie at her request in excruciating pain because I wasn't able to simply send her a screenshot and go, hey, people are doing this shit to me. Anytime I am in public, I am going to do my to make sure that it's recorded because I am sick and tired of being victimized over shit that didn't happen, or things that people took out of context, or things that I literally had to do to show that something was in fact illegal. It's just not illegal if people do it to me first. The cops will do everything that they can to deprive me of the resources needed. I need a safe place, a quiet environment where I can sit down and fucking go through my goddamn evidence. I need a fucking quiet place where I can make these goddamn telephone calls. I was victimized out of any such place before Natalie was killed and have not had a place like that since. Before Natalie was killed, police in Chapel, Nebraska, sorry, there are no police in Chapel, it's just the Dual County Sheriff's Department. Before Natalie was killed, the Dual County Sheriff's Department was very lax and nonchalant and also assholes about the situation. They had real police work to do. They were too busy. Have I tried going somewhere else? Or I just need to man up. How dare a male ever go to a police officer? All right, so here's this Trina Wiley typing, where's this evidence you keep talking about? Well, I've been posting it up a bunch. However, because this person is choosing to be insulting, I know exactly what to do. Now, these people make a lot of accounts. A lot of them. However, just because they make these accounts doesn't mean that I can't turn them in. Wait, yes, it does. Just because they made them and because I'm called mentally ill, I'm not allowed. How messed up is that? Let's see, hide user on this channel, and blam. That is one troll gone. I can do that on the internet. I can't do that in real life. Imagine if Natalie Bollinger, after being raped by her dad, was forced to go to her dad to turn in her dad. That's what's going on here. Got to go turn in crimes to criminals who have committed criminal acts against me. What the fuck do you expect me to do? And then there's these people who wanted to pretend like they cared. They were good people, like they were going to help. Wanted to pretend like they understood. And then they want to pretend like I did some horrible thing by showing the truth. By showing that I told the truth, the cops did not, and it's not my fault that these fucking cowards never tried to come forward. Never made any actual attempt to come forward. None. Now these ones who hopped on later on, they don't know shit about the situation. They also don't keep their words. That's the problem. You don't keep your word. And if you don't keep your word, no. I am not under any obligation to go back to you for a goddamn thing, and I am under no obligation to keep it a secret that you fucking lied to me. And many of y'all, you want to deflect. I'm in a highly emotional situation. And then there's the people who offered to help, but did they follow through? No, they made nothing but excuses not to actually do anything once it was time to actually do so. They did everything that they could to gaslight me. They had no intention of following through. They had ample time to do so. Instead of calling it in with me, or explaining that they had tried to turn it in, that they were witnesses, they needed to do it with me so they would not be blown off illegally. What these people described to me are the same felonies that were committed against me to prevent me from turning in these crimes. But these people never came forward. Claimed that they would, claimed that they saw it. They did absolutely nothing. They let me be harmed repeatedly and never came forward about what they knew. I had to record conversations with them and post them live on YouTube and Facebook when I finally had the ability to do so. Nobody's fighting for our rights except for me. The rest of y'all are selfish. You want me to ignore people literally threatening to kill my friends and family because you, a complete stranger, wanted to pretend like you were going to help me for 6 to 8 months or longer
literally never lift a finger or make any effort to try, then you want to pretend like you're sick, that your family is getting beaten up, that your family's having their lives threatened, so you can't tell the truth now? Police are targeting you, so you can't tell the truth now? And when I posted up that I did try to get help, that the cops lied, and that you claimed that you were being threatened, harassed, and intimidated by police and by the Bollingers and by many others, then you want to play victim like I did a horrible thing. But you guys, when I tell you that I've got that evidence, and you guys want to slander my name, oh, Sean, I never said that. I never promised that. I never said I promise. Well, that's why we have the issue of communicating and typing instead of you looking at the actual evidence. There's videos of you saying what it is that I accused you of saying. That's not slander, stupid. Saying that Natalie Bollinger's predators, like Tim Beeson and Ted Bollinger, were doing the things that they did to me. That people who had crushes on her, like Maddie Boa, and her ex-girlfriend, Mackenzie Chapman, you don't stop to consider the bullying that I had to endure. That I was fucking pissed after over a year of being blown off by goddamn everybody. Oh, Sean, you just need to let it go. I was being fucking stalked and assaulted. You don't get to let that go. That I'm expected to have all of the answers. I'm supposed to remember every single time and day and every single person who was there when officers repeatedly refused to give me their names, refused to give me their cards. I'm forced to write these things down without their names. I literally had to write officers' names in my own shit to try to make sure that it was documented so that I could read it over and over so that I could remember the names of the officers who were involved. You know what that's like? Being bullied until you want your life to end and then being treated like you're a fucking monster because you just want to die. You looked away. You intentionally pushed an innocent man to commit suicide. That is right. I did actually commit suicide over you pieces of shit. Never coming forward, allowing me to be harmed for years because you are fucking cowards. You want to claim that I'm selfish because I'm trying to protect my loved ones. Are you fucking insane? Of fucking course you are. You goddamn pieces of shit.